So introducing a very simple and very basic approach. Again, using Excel, but making sure it was available to people. So a predefined form based through our intranet that people could fill in fairly simply, and we can catch what's going on. Not an exercise in beating people up. Now that was another cultural shift we had to overcome, moving into a no-blame culture. We talk a lot about no-blame cultures in our organisations, but what does that really mean? And this was a real test of how management react when things start going wrong. And again, it's all part of that journey. The other thing I think which was critical was the senior manager engagement, this top-down piece. The senior management team, getting them engaged with their team. So this is all about the top-down stuff, making sure that people buy into this as much as we can. And of course, if the senior management are asking their direct reports what's going on, it filters down the line. And I think if my line manager wasn't supporting me to do some of this, I don't think it would have happened so much. So that was something, and it was consistent. So I mentioned earlier on this drive for our consistency through the business. So the look and feel of it across the whole business is the same. So I think we mapped out, I think it was a 2 or 3 year journey, and we're probably almost at the end of that 3 year journey, and now thinking, well, what's the next bit? So we've accelerated some of that work.
The next stage was actually to make sure I could get board sign up an agreement. So I documented what was really quite a simplistic approach in what I called a philosophy that people could engage in, and that was all signed off. So basically I'd got my mandate agreed and I could move forward quite rapidly. For example, on your mandatory training, if you don't do your mandatory training, which is just delivered to you, through a system, you don't get your performance rating either. And we're not doing this to really catch people, it's to engage people. If you've got an audit action and you've said that you've done it and it's failed a validation, you don't get your performance rating. The number of process variations we've got because of all the different clients was huge, and the business model was changing, so money's coming in, new lending, rolling through the doors, very easy to manage new lending, not as easy to manage all the arrears management at the other side. So the whole business model had turned over. So we took people from every function and we had these dedicated risk champions. We shoved them through 3 days of training and let them understand what they're doing, because they were going to help support also inputting the data into the system, but more importantly recognising when things change. So as a new client, new product, new system, when do I need to rethink this and think about are my controls working? So they were our change agents really to move it through.